This podcast episode may contain explicit material. Listener viewer discretion is advised. The intention is not to offend, but to provide information. Proceed only if you are comfortable with potentially sensitive content.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with Sheriff Jason Ard. I'm Jason Ard. We started this podcast to educate everyone on the role of the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office. We're about serving and protecting our community. On this podcast, we will tackle lots of topics. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is nice to be in a time frame where the weather's almost nice.
Right.
Yes.
But the most important thing about this is I have some great people here with me, of course, and next week we'll start the beginning of October, which for us here at this office is a big time for us because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And that's the time y'all get to see, you probably have already seen it a little bit, our pink unit. And I have two people that are in the room with me here that I can't wait for y'all to hear from because they are usually the ones that are driving this unit around town. So if they're doing the speed limit, great. If they're not, this is the two that you call and rat on. So with that, we have Brother Tommy Russell here with us. Thank you, Tommy, for being here.
Yes, sir.
And the famous Miss Nancy McDonald.
I don't know about that.
Thank y'all for being here. Y'all spend a lot of time in our public out there doing, I know, Brother Tommy, you refer to this as a ministry, blessing people and just doing what we can for this awareness month. And it's a big deal. It really is. And I'm so glad that we have been able to partner with Lady of the Lake that allows us to do this so it doesn't cost our taxpayers any money. This is something that they are very proud to stand behind. And we have so many people that would want to sponsor it that have reached out to me. But we had partnered with Lady of the Lake. So I want to thank them for sponsoring that vehicle and making it possible. But Nancy, I know this is special to you because you're a survivor.
That's right.
And I would love to hear your story. I know I've heard it before, but I would like to hear it again.
So in 2022, beginning of 2022, I went for a normal mammogram. I had gotten them every year, went for a normal mammogram, and got that call that said, we found something and you need to come back. And it wasn't unusual for me to have to be rescanned, and so I went back, and then I could just tell by the look on their faces that something was wrong, and that started my journey of getting a biopsy and the MRI, which was a total breakdown moment for me.
I couldn't imagine.
I climbed out of there banging my head the whole way. It was tragic, but found out that it was cancer, and then I called you, and I called Jack Varnado, and y'all said, whatever you need, we got you, just take your time, do whatever you need to do, we're here for you. And I think you had offered for me to come pray with you, and I couldn't do it because at that, I knew if I came in and saw you, I was going to cry. So I couldn't do that, and
that's got to be a lot.
it was a lot. When you get that phone call, I remember the doctor calling, and when he says, unfortunately, he said, one side we found good, but unfortunately the other. And as soon as I heard that, I fell to my knees, and I just gave the phone to my husband and let him talk to him. And the doctor was amazing. We were in his office at 5:30 the next morning with a plan, and because I caught it so quickly, it was only a 4-month treatment, surgery, and then follow-up treatment for me. So that's why that mammogram's so important, because you catch it before it gets into your lymph nodes, and your outcome is so much better.
Yes, and they've came so far with how they treat cancer these days, and they've really had a lot of success, and your survival rate is a whole lot better than what it used to be.
Absolutely.
And and I know we're kind of focused on the October and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but for everybody that's listening, it's very important to do all of those checkups.
Yes.
All the time, because if you catch things early, it just makes a huge difference.
Yes.
And that's helps you with your survival rate.
Right.
And
right.
you want to survive that, because it is not an easy thing to go through. I've been very fortunate to have had to go through it myself, but like you guys sitting here, we've seen so many, and there's not anybody listening that hasn't been touched by someone in your family or a friend, someone that's had to deal with some type of cancer,
Right.
and even breast cancer. I mean, it's out there. And I mean, I know there's several people coming to my mind, but also, like, we have a lot of deputies that are survivors.
Yes.
And I remember one year we were doing this, we had one actually still going through treatments, one of our
Yes.
dispatchers.
Yes.
And so it's real. It's a big thing, and we just want to do our part. And so thank you for sharing that story. And I know there's a ton of other stories that y'all have been able to go to the hospital where people were having to go through surgery, and
Yes.
just trying to bring them hope. And that's a big thing. And I know that I've heard doctors come out of their mouth like positive attitude, and trying to stay positive has got to be difficult.
And that's one thing that I really push in my own life and to others. I was healthy before I was diagnosed. I was running marathons. I ate healthy. I did all the right things. And so this was a really put me on my knees moment.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know. But that's one thing I push to others in my life is the positive. You got to stay positive. You got to keep that stress off of you. Stress in our work it's a killer. It just hangs on you, and you've got to manage that stress, whether with exercise or just taking some quiet moments. That's so important, because that those cells will get on you, and you just start spiraling.
I know all about it.
Yes, yes.
I can write a book on how to deal with stress.
Yes.
And it's there, it's real. But you're right. I mean, all those things make a big difference.
Yes.
And so you got to be able to do that. And look, to know it's very rewarding to me whenever I see you guys on social media, and it's normally because somebody sends me a photo, because I don't have social media, but and they send it. And you lifted that spirit, and all these survivors, or even the ones that are going through it, are signing the vehicle, putting their name on it, and it's just that hope and that encouragement and just camaraderie. And not only that, you bring the famous Tommy Russell with you, who's going to pray for you.
Yes,
we're going to pray.
And hey, that's a big thing is having that. So, Tommy, tell me a little bit about your adventure with this.
Well, my adventure has been started with Nancy. She kind of latched on to me when she found out I was a preacher. When I got to the courthouse.
She needed a preacher too. She did.
She said, "Brother Tommy, let's go pray for this one and that one." And we were praying for people in the courthouse that would come. And most people that go to court come in and out, and it's pretty cut and dried. But some people have a real tough time, especially if their family member is sentenced to a long sentence or something like that. And we would pray for them there. And so when the pink unit rolled out and Nancy got involved, she said, "I want you to go with me." And we met people all over. We touched every inch of this parish, all the way from Springfield, Marpaw, to Whitehall, all the way up to the end of the line and above Watson. And we met so many wonderful people, and people that are not just survivors, but their families, and people that lost people to cancer. They would come up and talk to us. Our sheriff's department, we are about law enforcement, but we are about communicating with our citizens of this parish. And our sheriff loves the people of this parish. And we're not just, and I think that's what we do. We're standing there, and yes, we do have our guns and our handcuffs on and everything, but we're in a pink unit. And people come up to us, and they feel like they can touch us. And, Sheriff, all the time we see them come into the courthouse, and the first thing they see is about 5 or 6 cops.
Right.
And they get nervous. And me and Nancy sitting there, we make them, "What do you need?" They go to crying about, "I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Come here, let's talk." That's what we do. And so we do the same thing on the road when we're out there.
And it can be intimidating just walking into a courthouse.
And see it, yes.
And if you've never been in court before, it's intimidating.
We tell them you're not in trouble.
And right, and it's so much going on, and
Yes.
and it's there's a lot of security measures having to go on in the front of that courthouse,
And we do that.
and it could be very much overwhelming. And I don't want to get off in the weeds, but I want to touch on something you said earlier is when you talked about praying for people coming out of the courtroom.
Yes.
Because maybe they just got this long sentence. There's a lot of families that sometimes we forget about. And look, there's been some harsh crimes and some criminals that I've sat there and watched them, and they got what they needed.
Yes.
And we worked hard cases to put them away because they don't want to be on the street. But that person may have kids.
They do.
They may a mom, a
Grandma.
dad, a grandma, and it takes a toll on them. So to be able to pray for the strength of that family to get through that, because it's tough on them. They wasn't involved in that part of it. They know that their loved one made a bad decision or decided he was going to venture down this road, or she was. But still, it's still something that we try to do. And look, that's a lot of reason we have the ministries inside the detention center to make sure that look, Christianity is a sign of hope.
Yes.
And it's something we want to provide to all of them. And
That's right.
obviously, whatever caused them to get themselves in there wasn't working.
No. So they need
So
to
if
turn
we
it
can
around.
give them some tools to turn it around and get them out of
Absolutely.
there.
Salvation's
And
forever.
look, everybody needs a little bit of Jesus. Some of us needs a whole lot of him.
Yes.
And Brother
But
Mark does a great job.
He does. And Chastity's came on board. She
Yes.
does a great job. And so the ministry will never stop there. It's a great tool. It's a great thing that we're able to do. So thank you for doing your part with that, because that is very much important.
Yes.
To do that, and I stand behind that 100%. You know that. I think you asked me one day, "Is it okay if I pray?" I said, "You pray for whatever, whoever
Well-
you can find that needs to be prayed with. You pray for them."
And anybody that calls me, and sometime Michael will say, we spent a lot of time with Mr. Tyncey Stewart
Yes,
down in Marpaw.
great man.
And not long before he passed, and his memory is cherished through this department. And he and Mike were cousins, I think. And but Mike would ask, "Can y'all go check on Tyncey?" So we loaded up and went down there, and he just loved it. And he would send us, "Oh, go here and go there. This lady needs prayer." And so we enjoy that, and it's like when we're doing that, we're not doing law enforcement or anything like
Right.
that. We're about community relation.
Right.
And that's what I
Council
want.
on Aging.
Council on Aging is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
and it's just nice to be able to be in a position to help those folks in any way that we can. I know that y'all have been several times with the Pink Unit to some of the hospitals, and I know there's and we don't have to say names. I try not to just say a name unless they're okay with it. But I know we have several deputies that, like we said earlier, that has been through the breast cancer survivors. But I know just recently we had one that we brought the pink car out for. I think you and Tommy went down to the hospital. She was having a procedure.
Miss Deborah.
I think
is-
maybe she
Miss
was
Deborah,
at
yes.
Springfest. Does that sound right?
She
We
has
met
come
her,
out
yes.
to the last maybe 2 or 3 Fall Fests, or when we've had the Pink Unit
Fall
out there.
Fest.
She
Right.
signed it a couple of times, and she was at the hospital.
We went into
undergoing
ICU.
surgery. Yeah.
and prayed for
Her
her.
husband asked if we would come up there and see her, and I just talked to her husband a couple of days ago, and that we form these relationships
Sure
with these
have.
people. And
That's what it's about,
Yeah.
And look, sometimes they may not have anybody to reach out, or they don't feel like they have anybody to
Yes.
reach out to.
Yes.
And sometimes we find ourselves not purposely, but I call it just a calling from God. You filling a void that He needed you to
Yes.
fill,
Yes. Yes.
and because you're at the right place at the right time.
And a lot of people are surprised that we're out there.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. We went down to Linda's Chicken. I think it was
God,
you
that's
told
a
me.
good place to
I think
eat
you
chicken.
told me we needed to go to Watson one
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
So we went to Oak Point. We went to Walmart. Went to Linda's
we
Chicken
prayed for the price of ground meat at Walmart.
and
Yes,
eggs.
we did.
and eggs. But anyway, it was such a good. People would say, "Well, what are y'all doing? Are y'all out here on patrol?" I said, "Well, the sheriff wants us in this community.
Yeah.
He wants us to pray for people and whatnot, and that's exactly what we did. You know,
Look, like you said earlier, law enforcement is a big part of what we do, but there's also the community
Unity.
outreach and
Yeah.
what better way to do it. And again, and I want to go back because the reason I kind of got started in this with the pink unit was my good friend Chief Randy Dufran and Livingston PD. They actually had a fundraiser one year. I don't know how many, 3 or 4 years ago, and they had taken one of their vehicles and put the pink ribbon on it and kind of did some designs and asked me to make a donation. And I noticed that they had changed their shirts and had like the pink badges and kind of went all out, and it kind of touched me and said, that's a great idea. And I really liked that Randy did that. And so I asked him, I said, can I partner with you the next year? Because I want to be a part of it as well. And that's when we decided to wrap the vehicle. We was able to find a sponsor, and those things aren't cheap to do.
No.
But we was able to find a sponsor. We wrapped the vehicle, and so it kind of started from there. And then I think last year we kind of ventured out on our own. Randy kind of does really well. I still make a donation to his stuff, but we kind of do our own thing now. And but you can catch us at I know the Livingston Parish Fair. Usually it's the Livingston PD unit as well as the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office unit.
Yes.
Parked side by side.
And
it's,
Albany.
Albany jumped on board. They sure did. I know that Dillon Springs had talked about it and a couple others. So I'm hoping that this thing grows. Now I know that I've had some photos sent to me from some of my fellow sheriffs in Louisiana where they kind of jumped on as well, and they've wrapped some. I know St. Tammany wrapped one. I know Ascension. I know Ascension wants to wrap one because Bobby Weber is always wanting to be like me.
He's wanting to compete.
He really does. A sheriff over in Ascension, and so I'm sure when he wraps one, it's going to be twice as good as mine.
Especially after he sees his podcast.
That's right. That's right.
But he doesn't have a Miss Nancy. So.
No, he doesn't have a Miss Nancy, but he'll be trying to recruit you, so you watch him. No, but it's what we do. It's a camaraderie we have, and the more we get involved, the more we're doing our part of making that awareness. And so in looking, I know we get so many requests, and y'all go out to these requests, golf tournaments. We've been there. We've just churches just come hang out on a Sunday. Or
Galilee Baptist Church.
Oh my God! Yeah,
they were amazing. They were
down in Haynes community.
The whole community came out. They were so excited, and just the prayer that we had, it was just infectious. Everybody was praying,
awesome.
And Brother Tommy, I look over. I think you were speaking in tongues, and I said,
No, the lady next to me, the one I was praying for, was speaking in tongues. But I'm capable.
Yes.
I know you are.
That was wonderful.
I know you are.
They were excited. And I'll tell you a quick story. We were at Rouse's, and when we talk about how cancer affects everybody,
I thought you was going to talk about the lady that.
this little boy comes up, and he was in a pink football uniform because I think
Precious.
they have a football thing where all the kids wear pink, and it was a big day. And this little boy, his name was Bo, came up with his dad, and that little boy had been fighting cancer for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And his dad was crying, and we have his name on the unit, and that little boy was so brave, and he took a picture with us, and Brother Tommy prayed, and his dad.
I remember this story.
His dad started praying, and people were just watching, and it was a moment that I'll never forget. That little boy was so brave. Yeah. Yeah, so
At such a young
just,
age, to have to face that.
He was handling it though.
He was tough.
He had faith and confidence he was going to make it through it, and this year's going to be a special year for me because I lost 2 months ago. I lost my niece at 35 years old to breast cancer.
Oh man!
She had 4 children and a husband, and so this year's going to mean more to me.
Yeah.
Than it ever has before. Her name was Heather, and so I'm going to do this year in remembrance of Heather.
And as much as you when you're saying that, when you understand it, you know this Breast Cancer Awareness Week, and until you really touched by a loss of a family member or just someone in your family or close to you, that's the whole reason I started the St. Jude golf tournament with my friend Hootie Lockhart, because his son, as my son Toby and his son Monroe, their sophomore year, playing football on a Friday night.
Wow.
I think the following Tuesday he's on the way to St. Jude, been diagnosed with leukemia.
Wow.
that fast.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, we've heard of it. We know what St. Jude is, but it was different.
Yes.
And
Because it was here. It was close.
oh man, it was just a devastating moment for the whole Walker community, because it touches your family, but also it touches your friends, and then it touches your. I mean, he was a football player, up and coming. I mean, he was really good, very talented, and so he beat it. He's
Praise
nice,
God.
healthy young man, and has been married since, his kids, and we decided to start the St. Jude tournament.
Yes.
And we have, I think I know we are still one of the number one fundraisers in the southern region, not just Louisiana, but we now raise over $300,000 in a day.
Wow.
Wow.
Just
that's
golf tournaments.
phenomenal.
You know,
And-
one of our dispatchers, Trevor, was a patient at St. Jude when he
Yeah.
was younger.
It's an amazing place, man. It's
Yeah.
the one place you can walk into if you've never been. It's about like walking in a church and feeling the Holy Spirit's present when you walk in.
Yeah.
You actually, I mean, you feel angels at work when you walk
Yeah,
in
I
St.
believe
Jude.
that.
There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's very touching.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's everywhere, and so I'm so glad that we're able to do what we do with this, and continue to touch everybody that we have been able to. So let's get down to this part of it. Is I know some of you are listening and are, well, how do I get it? How do I get this car? How do we get out in front of my
Flag
business?
me down. That happens.
So yes, you can absolutely flag us down. Whatever you do, do not call 911 and request a pink unit.
If you do, I need a recording of that.
Yeah.
Don't entice them, Nancy. We don't need that. So, but Ramona, my secretary, Ramona, you can call my office, ask for her, as well as Gene Hickenbotham, Lieutenant. Both of them. You can email me directly. They help me watch my emails and make a request. But the quickest, easiest way to do it is call my office, ask for Ramona, and get her to get it on the schedule. And of course, if you know Nancy or Tommy or most of the deputies will direct you that way.
Yes.
So, but make sure that you get on the schedule. It's very important to us. And so confirm that you're on the schedule, because there's a lot of times I know that we're going 3 and 4 places
Yes.
during lunchtime, and we want to make sure that we're able to give everybody the opportunity to get a photo, and especially survivors, to get them an opportunity to sign
Yes.
their name.
We even made some home visits
We
last
sure did.
year for patients
Yeah.
that
Sure
were
did.
homebound.
And we don't mind doing that. Now,
Right.
we do events. If people have an event, a church event or whatnot, we do them.
Yeah,
But most of the time we can't stay over about 30 minutes per place
right.
because our schedule is really busy. Like
It
I said.
is, but we want to be a part of your anything you have. There's a lot of organizations out there and businesses, and they celebrate this too. So
Yes.
we'd love to be a part of it. You just got to reach out to us and let us know, and we'll be there.
Absolutely.
So look, before we wrap this thing up, Brother Tommy, you got anything you want to part with?
Well, I
Any
just
stories or-
want to say that it's our honor, Sheriff, to do this. Nancy and I, we love this, and it changes our job for at least that month and a half or whatever. We go from law enforcement to actually being angels of light out there. Trying to help people and bring hope to people.
Yeah.
And we don't mind praying. So if you see us and you just need prayer.
Yeah.
Some people, we've talked to people that were on the verge of suicide,
Yeah.
and we've talked to them and prayed for them. This is just not about breast cancer awareness, and it is very much so. But if you're going through something and you see us and you need prayer, we'll pray for you.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay,
We appreciate
we're
that.
available.
And look, we
appreciate
went
that.
down to Whitehall Grocery, a month and a half ago, and
Yeah.
people
We
came
did.
up to us, and we prayed in the parking lot. We were just feeling heavy that day. We had left Tynesy's
It was bad,
house,
yeah.
and we were feeling heavy, and we went and prayed in the parking lot at Whitehall Grocery. And
Wow.
that's where we met Cornbread.
Oh.
And old Cornbread
He
came
said, "I know
up
the
and,
sheriff."
Yeah, I just seen him a couple of nights before.
He's
yeah,
character.
and
He had a shirt on
people-
that said cornbread.
that's right. People will come up and talk to us, and they love to see us praying in the community. I think it's needed. I think it's appreciated and
Yeah.
needed, and I thank you for letting us do it. It's
You're very welcome. And again, I'm glad we're in a position that we're able to do something like this. That's such a blessing to our community. And again, we'll continue to do it as much as we can. And
Right.
I think it's very important that we do that. And look, again, if you want this vehicle, you want to be able to be a part of it, want us to come to your business or whatever, reach out to us, call my office, ask for Ramona or Gene, and we'll make sure we get you on the schedule, do the best job we can to try to get that done. And but hopefully we can grow this, and I challenge all agencies listening, if you wasn't able to get it done this year, think about doing it next year. It's a great opportunity to not only be able to reach out to a community, have good community involvement, but it's such a blessing to so many people that are going through this, and it's so needed. So that's greatly appreciated.
It's giving back.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely
saying? It's
giving back.
giving back to your community.
Yes.
And that's the way we feel when we go out there, and we just feel like we're pouring ourselves into Livingston Parish. And that means and I think God's hand is in it. I really do.
Oh, it's absolutely.
I
his
feel
hands
the
in it.
Spirit of God every time we go out. Nancy will say, "Oh my God, Brother Tommy, I felt that."
well, yeah,
You know?
you'll pray in Jesus' name, and then you'll say, "Did you feel that?" And I said, "I felt it."
We went up and prayed for Caleb at the hospital
We
in
did.
Baton Rouge.
Yes.
And somebody asked me, they said, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, Nancy's my FTO when it comes to law enforcement." I said, "But I'm her FTO when it comes to prayer."
That's
I
right.
said,
Make
"She's
a
teaching
great
me how
team.
to be a cop, and I'm teaching her how to pray."
That's right.
So,
Well, that's always a good thing. And again, you can't get enough of it.
no, you can't. Sure.
So, well, look, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. And remember, next week, start just digging through your closet and get those pink shirts out
Yes.
and your pink outfits. And because we
have our pink badges on.
That's right. We have our pink badges on, and we're shining up that pink unit to get out there and start blessing some people. So, look, Nancy, Brother Tommy, thank y'all for being a part of this show. And thank you for what you do every day on the streets of Livingston Parish, blessing so many people. I am very blessed myself just to have you all part of my team. So with that, thank you. God bless you for what you do. And that'll do it for Behind the Scenes with Sheriff Jason Ard. We appreciate all of you listening. If you hadn't, please download our LPSO app. Follow us on social media. If you like what you're hearing, please share it. We like when you share our stuff. And as always in Livingston Parish, we love our schools, we love our churches, and we absolutely believe in the Second Amendment. Be safe and be blessed.